Good morning, Mario, and good morning, Switch fans. It's a great day for gamers, especially if you're in certain parts of the world where Zelda Skyward Sword is already out. But we've got a really important show, all right? Because Pokemon Unite just got its release date, and it's super soon. Splatoon 3 makes an appearance, and I wonder when that game is actually launching. And is Nintendo overcharging for the Switch OLED model? You better believe they are, and I need to know what your opinion is. So what's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. Hope you're all having an amazing day. Make sure to smash that like button and get ready to type your controversial opinions in the comments down below, because it's not just the summer heat that's making this episode so darn spicy. All right, let's kick things off with Pokemon Unite, because surprise, they announced this morning that this one is dropping on July 21st. That's about a week away, next Monday, and boom, it is free to start on Nintendo Switch. And then there are microtransactions if you want to add to your roster, you want to get skins, all sorts of free-to-play stuff. Plus, they announced that you can grab Zeraora as long as you log in by August 31st. You'll get the mythical Pokemon for free. Now, I am hopeful that this game is actually good. It's got some really high praise in its early beta reports, and even though I'm not the biggest player of these types of games, merging it with Pokemon and all the super cool outfits I've seen, I don't know. I'm gonna give it a go. It's free, might as well. It's supposed to hit mobile in September. I'm glad that we're getting it first on Switch, and let me know if you're gonna try it next week. Now, are you a squid or are you a kid? This is a pivotal debate that has perplexed philosophers for millennia, but Splatoon 3 was announced in February, and it's been radio silent since. The game didn't show up at E3, and it just had a 2022 date. When, where, how, why, we don't really know. Well, Nintendo decided to say hello again from the wonderful world of Inkopolis. They said, whether you're basking in the sunny vibes or just trying to beat the heat, happy summer wishes from the Splatoon 3 team. And then they posted some new artwork that I think looks very lovely. It's very sunny, and the brightness, is this from global warming? Are they trying to shield their squiddy skin, or is it because the game is just so darn shiny? I personally am so pumped for Splatoon 3. I thought the early look we got was amazing. The upside down Eiffel Tower, an interesting new focus on single player, and of course multiplayer is going to be my jam. But when is this one dropping? Now, Nintendo didn't reveal any new information on the launch or any new details on game modes or anything of the sort, but it does bode well that they're saying hello from the team. And I think this game might actually come out earlier than some were expecting. When it got that 2022 title card, I think a lot pegged it as a summer game, especially because Splatoon 2 released in July. Now, we know that Breath of the Wild 2 is no longer an early 2022 title. And initially people were like, oh, if Breath of the Wild doesn't hit in the fall, it's probably gonna be a March game just like Breath of the Wild 1. But now I wonder if Splatoon 3, given its early announcement way back in February, if that game is on really good track and may in fact be the March game for next year. Pokemon Legends Arceus drops in January. If we expect Breath of the Wild 2 to hit closer to the fall, then hey, March is a great slot for a big game, and Splatoon 3 could be that game. Plus, Nintendo has not really had a multiplayer hit for a while. They are bringing out Mario Party Superstars this fall, which should do well and does incorporate a much more fully fleshed out online system, but Splatoon 3 is kind of really where it's at for competitive multiplayer. I could see it thriving in March, and I hope that we see more at the Fall Direct. And I'm so curious how they've upgraded and improved this one, given that it's the second entry here on Switch. But predict in the comments, when do you think this one's gonna launch? March? May? July? Guys and girls, Nintendo is always a shrewd company. They make good business decisions, they make great profit, and they know what they're doing. But I don't know if I like this latest move with the Switch OLED. Based on what we now know, Nintendo is kind of going for our throats, or maybe more appropriately, our wallets, but it kind of feels like it. This Switch has been a star-studded system. It's sold so well, games push past 30 million units, and here they're just really trying to rake it in. All right, let me break this down, and as soon as you find out, make sure to let me know what you think in the comments. Basically, the Switch OLED costs $350. Now, this system has some nifty upgrades, and early hands-on said, wow, the screen looks great. And I was feeling much more positive about this very minor upgrade. Like, dude, I'm gonna pre-order, I wanna pick one up, I wanna check it out for you guys. And then Bloomberg has now come out with a breaking report that the Switch OLED does not cost $50 more. In fact, Nintendo is overcharging by quite a lot. They have broken it down to show that the Switch OLED actually costs about $10 more than the original Switch, and they've actually got it down to the components. So that fancy schmancy screen, surprise, it only costs $3 to $5 more per unit. I am shocked by that. I thought this screen was gonna be all sexy and vibrant, and it still might be, but I didn't know that it only cost them $3. Now that upgraded memory, right? We go from 32 gigs to 64 gigs. That costs $3.50. Memory is cheap these days. They really probably should have gone to 128 gigs. The other added features, the wide kickstand, the LAN port, those cost less than $2. And in totality, we're talking about a $10 increase for Nintendo, but a $50 increase for fans. Now, companies, video games, they're no stranger to making a buck off their fans, right? But oftentimes with consoles, companies choose to charge less. They sell at a loss because they want to get the system out there as often as possible. Now, Nintendo is very good about not doing this. In fact, in a 2017 breakdown, we actually learned that the Switch cost $257 to make. And that means they're making about $40 profit on each system sale, and it's probably more now given the fact that it's been a bunch of years and components do go down over time. But let's take $40 as their profit margin just for the sake of this conversation, all right? So approximately $260 to make the original Nintendo Switch. And now you tack on $10 extra for the OLED screen, the increased memory storage, the kickstand, the LAN port, and you're at $270. Well, guess how much Nintendo is charging for the Switch OLED? Not $10 more, $50 more. And that means from $270 to $350, you now have an $80 profit margin. And Nintendo is raking in those bananas like they are King K. Rool. And we're all like Donkey Kong with our eyes going wide, like, why you do us dirty like that? Again, profits are not the problem here. That's not a bad thing to go after, making money. That's what every company should do. It's just a bit odd, primarily because their mid-cycle upgrade don't really feel like an upgrade. When other companies have done mid-cycle refreshes, like Sony recently with the PS4 Pro or Microsoft recently with the Xbox One X, they upped the power and they upped the price. Nintendo upped the price, they didn't up the power. And I bet Sony is feeling real stupid right now because their PS5 is sold at a loss. And that system sells out every single time it comes in stock. People have been scalping that thing since before launch day. It still goes for $800, $900 on eBay. And Sony's probably thinking, dang, Nintendo over here making $80 a pop on their Switch OLED. We could have charged $750 for the PS5. In fact, Bloomberg reports that unnamed Sony people told them that Sony is paying extra close attention to how well the Switch OLED pre-orders and sells, because it might give them some ideas. I mean, this is just bad for gamers in general. By all accounts, Nintendo is going to be successful, and now we have other companies seeing, hey, you don't have to do much, and you can bump that cash cost by quite a bit. I mean, there's another side to this story, I guess, which is that, hey, Nintendo is gonna make a bunch of money, and they can use that to invest in R&D for the next Switch, or they can use that to invest in development of future awesome games and sequels. But guys and girls, I am a consumer, I am a fan, and I'm on your side. So when I look at this, I say, man, imagine if Nintendo had come out and said, hey, we're dropping a Switch OLED model. It's gonna have a better screen, 7 inches, no bezel, better kickstand because you wanted it, better audio because you wanted it, and it's the same price as the Switch. So for all y'all out there that were prospective Switch buyers, you wanted to buy one, boom. Now you get the best thing possible. And if you wanted to upgrade, well, hey, we're not gonna hike that price. We're gonna charge the exact same thing because this is now the new Switch. We found a way to make a better system, and so it's gonna make us the same profits, and so we're gonna sell it to you at a fan-friendly cost. That would have been great. And maybe that's just my idyllic pie-in-the-sky nature, hoping that companies take our hearts and our wallets into account, but they don't. They're out to thrive and to succeed as much as they possibly can. And again, my friends, I would not really take issue with this if Nintendo was increasing what this thing could do. If they found a way to make it notably better and still make a notable profit, okay, like you're doing good on you and you're doing good by me. But this sort of feels like they said, what is the absolute least we can do so we can market this thing? And then what's the most we can charge? So one, we can get those money bags, and two, next time we do this, we don't have to charge $350. Nintendo is prepping the waters and prepping the fan base and prepping the game industry for more and more expensive systems and less significant upgrades. So now if they do bring out a Switch that does have more power, well dude, you're gonna feel like they gave you a gift from the heavens and you're gonna be like, 400, of course. And given the success of the PS5 and the sellouts that we see across the board, I wouldn't be surprised if they try their hand at something like this. What if Sony decides to put out a PS5 Slim? I mean, we've seen some rumors about that coming sooner rather than later. And instead of charging less for a slimmer model, or even the same for a slimmer model, what if they upcharge for a slimmer model and say, you know what, that PS5 takes up so much space in your entertainment center, and yeah, it's got the same insides, but don't worry about that. It's black now, and it's thinner, and it's sleeker, and you know what? We'll give you a pair of Sony socks, all right? You know, hey, that's added value for it. It only costs us like 50 cents to make, but we're charging 50 bucks more. And look, it's not just me. Industry analysts are also noting that this is a real interesting swerve from Nintendo, that it's a bold move. They say that customers right now are paying more for services and less on goods, but Nintendo is rewriting that playbook and going up for the hardware. Now, they say that Nintendo would not do this unless they were sure it would be successful. And look, at the end of the day, I'm sure it's gonna be successful as well, because Nintendo fans, we love Nintendo and we wanna see their latest and greatest, and we will pay for it. And at the end of the day, it's not the end of the world. There will continue to be awesome games on the Switch, like we talked about earlier in the video. Breath of the Wild 2, Splatoon 3, Pokemon Legends Arceus. I'm so jazzed for all of those. I just feel a little bit of a type of way about them milking me, okay? I'm not a cow, I'm a human. So let me know in the comments, does it bug you that Nintendo is juicing you for $80 worth of profit? Does it bug you that they put this thing $50 more when they only put in 10? Let me know, and let's move to our poll. I really picked the right question today. I asked, is $350 a fair price for Nintendo Switch OLED? And before today, I would have probably said yeah, because it sounds like the screen is great and it's 50 bucks more and there's fun stuff, but I had to switch to no, and this one's pretty evenly split. 57% said no, they don't feel like it's a fair price, and 43% said yes. Well, after finding out how little it costs them to actually do this, do you still feel that way? The good news is I feel awesome about you every single day, and this show, you won't be overcharged because it costs free. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button on your way out. Make sure you're staying safe, staying healthy, staying happy, and staying positive out there. Make it a great day. I'll see y'all tomorrow, and until then, SwitchForce out.